Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. I'm Andrea.
And I'm Morgan, and this is Opinionated Moms.
Oh my gosh, Love is Blind, the reunion, it finally came out. We need to go through all these couples. What are your thoughts? Did you love the reunion? Did you like it? Did you hate it?
The reunion was much better than the season, for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's what I expected. I feel like I didn't get enough of an answer
Same.
from some stuff, but okay, let's go through it.
Okay, wait, I just want to say, I think we can all come to the same conclusion that men in Minnesota are trash. Um,
Absolutely.
there are no good men in Minnesota. Never go out there if you're trying to find real love, women.
Seriously.
But yeah, let's go through the couples. Taylor and Daniel.
I mean, they're cute. I figured they would make it. They didn't really have any drama except for like, oh my God, who are we gonna spend Christmas with? And like, I think that's so cute. But
Yeah, no, I was so happy that they were together. She looked, did she look a little different?
she did look a little different. But she
Like,
looks like no shade, but she looks like the type to get plastic surgery. So I'm not like,
yeah, no, I just couldn't put like I don't know, like I loved her during the season. Like I thought she was so beautiful. And then in the reunion, I was like, did you get work done? Like
she's
what
definitely she had her lips done for sure before the reunion.
yeah,
So
okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay, but we love them. We love that for them. Okay. Virginia and Devin. What are your thoughts?
I think I think I could see her side on most of the topics. I could see where the letter from the ex-girlfriend got like misconstrued on her side. However, I have a guy best friend and we never dated, but he
Mm-hmm.
is my best friend. And
Mm-hmm.
if he were to get married, I'm not going to write him a letter the night before his wedding. Why am I writing you a letter? You know what I
Right.
mean? The only reason you
Right.
do that is to get some sort of closure or something. Like
Mm-hmm.
if she's really as good of a friend as he said, then she should have already said like her congratulations and everything. Like, you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Oh yeah. I I don't know. So I feel, first of all, Devin to me is a scumbag. I don't believe a single word that comes out of his mouth. I always felt there was something off. We would say like in the relationship, it was just kind of like, like, it was boring, it was dry. But like there was something about their relationship that I feel like she couldn't really be herself, or there was something more she was trying to say on camera when she'd be like, "What else do you want to talk about? What else do you want to bring up?" Blah 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 blah. And like they were never very okay, I know physical isn't like a big thing on camera, but I just didn't feel like the
They were
love.
standoffish.
Yeah, like the chemistry, like the physical chemistry between the two. Like it almost felt like he didn't know how to be in front of a camera, which I get.
I
But
think he was just concerned about being black and being a conservative, which I mean, I could see him being concerned, but like, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. Like, stand on it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and I just don't know if I don't know. Like I didn't get a good vibe when basically I don't know how you feel about this when basically they get a gift, a wedding gift, and he
Hmm.
didn't tell Virginia. And he's like, I was gonna tell you like after we got married. And it was kind of like, well, that's kind of weird. I always felt
Hmm.
like their financials were kind of like a weird topic. Was it just
Hmm.
me?
No, it's definitely a weird topic because he's broke. And
Yeah.
like,
And I wish I feel like she handled herself so well. She was so classy. She looks stunning, by the way. I felt like she
mhm.
looked gorgeous. And she was like the things I could say about him, and then she didn't. I was like, say it. I was like, say it. This is the time to let the people know. But she's
Yeah.
classy. She kept it good.
Yeah.
And that man, he was looking at her like he wanted to, he was a liar when all the girls were backing up Virginia, and he's like, I didn't say that. All these guys on that couch are freaking liars.
Yeah.
Liars.
And his mom killed me at the wedding when she was like, oh, she said she was ready to get married, and now all of a sudden she's not ready. No, she's ready. She just not ready for his shenanigans.
Like I don't know. Okay, so that was
That's
Virginia and
them.
Devin.
Yeah.
Sarah and Ben.
What Ben Ben doesn't know
Ben
himself.
Ben is a loser. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. He's such
Did
a
you
loser.
did you see the YouTube cards that they were talking about? The cards that he used to leave people?
Oh, I think I've seen pictures of it.
Yes.
Weird and creepy. Okay. So with Ben, I just feel like if you have he has dreams clearly to, make it in this like YouTuber world, be famous with it. And I get it. I can respect it. But lead with that. You know what I mean? And Ben, there is not an honest bone in his body. I feel like all the men didn't take any accountability on that couch. It was driving me crazy. And then he took advice from stupid ass Jimmy,
Oh my
who
God, that blew my mind. I was like, why would you do that? Why don't you call one of the men who was actually in a relationship?
because he's a douchebag. And I feel like he totally painted the picture of like, first of all, his hair was such a joke. I wanted to just rip his hair out
Yeah.
when he kept going like, I just like that's her perspective and like just doing this thing. And I was like, ew, what are you doing? You're a grown ass man. Take accountability. You're a liar. You hurt all these women's feelings and like their hearts. And Sarah's calling you out on it, and you can't. It was like it was scripted. You know what I mean? It was
That's what
scripted.
she said about
He
his
was gonna stick to it, and he was not gonna be like, I'm an ass. I hurt you. I hurt all these women too. Like I should go work on
Ben is
myself.
super immature, and I feel like he was just like desperate to be in a relationship, and that's why he was like holding back on his real views about life. Because if you watch the show, you notice that like he basically agreed with her about everything. He either
Everything.
he either agreed with her or he was just like, "Oh, I've never really thought about it, but what do you think? Oh, I could probably see myself thinking that way too." Like even with the whole like church stuff, like she's telling you straight up, this is how I feel. What does your church that you've been going to for years have to say? And anyone with a brain will tell you what the church says. Like it was weird.
Yeah, he was a freaking joke, a total disappointment. Um, I was proud of Sarah for calling him out. I just get so
Yeah.
angry when like the guys are like clearly like you're caught, and you can't just be like, honestly, I'm a douche. I'm so sorry. Like,
Yo, the way he just didn't show up to Nashville. When I
yeah,
tell you, I am
like
crazy enough to turn around and drive back
drive right back.
just to curse you out. What is wrong with
Yeah,
you?
it's crazy. It's crazy. So I'm so glad that she said no. Like good for her, and can't stand him.
Hmm.
Okay. Dave and Lauren, what are your thoughts?
He just doubled down on everything he said during the season. He was like, "I'm so sorry. I'm still in love with you, but my sister is really pissed off." And she really felt how she felt. And and this man came out as a liar. So we know that now he's a liar. And looking back, I lost a really good thing. But my sister was right in how she felt, and my friends were right. And yeah, man, what? Pick a side.
I, I, I feel really bad for Dave because I do think he is a good guy, if I'm being honest. I wouldn't want to be with a guy like him because he just has too much going on. But this was the time for him to be like, you know what? Like, I was having a really hard time owning that she had been physical with another man right before. Like the whole cast, let's be honest, like this whole cast was doing things right before they went on the show. And I wanted him to be like, you know what? Like, I want to apologize publicly to my sister because I made this thing a lot bigger than it really was. And he didn't. He was
Yeah.
literally like, oh no. And I was like, you're really gonna ruin your sister's name on this show. Like, it's
He
so
just
sad.
he just doubled down on it.
So
Double, triple,
sad.
quadruple down.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, she is the one who got away. And I'm so glad Lauren was like, I don't believe you. You haven't
Yeah.
reached out to me. You have my number. We've seen each other at bars. It's like you don't want to be
Yeah.
with her. It's like stop trying to please the audience because we all can see that like you're a sad little puppy. I really just feel like he's just
And
lost.
okay, and
I,
then also just want to say real quick, between Devin and Dave wasn't as bad, but Devin and Dave, what they were wearing, what's happening? What is
what
happening?
Devin was trying to have a Kendrick Lamar moment where he was trying to be different,
Yeah.
unique. It's like no, no.
He looked like
It's-
shoot, what's her name? Janae Monáe?
yeah.
Is that her name? Janae? You know who I'm talking about. That's
Yeah,
what
I
he looked
do.
like. And then
Yeah.
Dave looked like he was wearing like an old shirt. It looked like it was too big. The neck was stretched out. Like, what are we doing?
I don't know if you could tell. I feel like Dave looked like so nervous because
He
his cheeks
did.
were so pink, like his rosacea. I
Yeah.
think it's rosacea, but like, I mean, like,
He
I feel like
should
I
be
get really.
nervous.
He was so nervous. You could tell he was so uncomfortable. But I'm
Yeah.
like, why are you so uncomfortable? Why are you so
Stay on
bothered?
business, bro. But shout out to
Yeah.
Nick Lachey because when they transitioned to Dave and Lauren, the first thing he said was like, "So,
What's
Dave,
wrong with
what's
you?
wrong with you?" Like,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
great.
No, I like that. Okay. Joey and Monica.
Honestly, that really surprised me that I thought it was going to be way more like mutual between the two of them. But for her, like when she pointed out the little things that where she felt unloved, I was like, oh, okay, I get that. But I didn't realize, I guess because he's such this extrovert, and like over the top and just like happy all the time. And he always talks about, oh, my sister who passed away, she made me realize life is so amazing, blah, 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 blah. You didn't think he would be so cold, you know? It just kind of threw
Yeah.
me off.
It It's funny. Number one, I thought she looked amazing. She
Hmm.
like looked her best. I was like, she had a glow up and she looks the hair, the makeup. She was just glowing, honestly. The red. It made me really sad as you could tell there was so much hurt that she was like, you never really like chose me, you know what I mean? And she was like, as she was listing it, I was like, that's right, like, and I feel like they gave off very like friends, like best friend energy. Um, and it was just sad. What surprised me was I feel that he can't admit that he had the hots for Madison. And by him reaching out to her, like loving the pink hair, like you look great. It was like, why would you do that when you're engaged to this woman that you love? It
Yeah.
would make me feel some type of way, if I'm being honest. And I feel like Joey couldn't admit that he was attracted to Madison. And Madison was like, you know what I mean? Like, why was I even a thing? Like, she was basically siding, saying, like, Monica's not crazy. There's a reason why Monica felt a certain way. And Joey couldn't admit it. Like, he couldn't admit it. So I lost respect for him. I
Hmm.
love his story, but as a partner, I was like, Monica deserved better.
Yeah,
So
for sure. I
I'm
agree.
also happy they said no.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, yeah, she said no because of his vows. Um, the whole Mason, Meg. Okay, wait, okay. A couple guys I do like on the show. I like Mason.
I like
I
me.
always liked Mason and Daniel. But how did you feel of that whole Mason and Meg and Madison and Alex situation?
I still don't like Madison. I've seen a lot of posts where people are talking about how they're team Madison and like I think the problem is that sometimes Madison is right.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
just
could
who
see that.
she is to like at the core, you can tell like she's not really a girl's girl. She's
Mm-hmm.
a Madison girl. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like she's
yeah,
all for Madison. She's
absolutely.
not for all the girls.
Mm-hmm.
Um so and then I feel like she just like unnecessarily called people out. Like
Mm-hmm.
we didn't need to know that whatever went down between you and Alex. Nobody cares. Like you didn't make it as a couple. Like that was irrelevant. Like you brought that up. It's not like he went and made a TikTok about her or something. Girl, nobody cares.
Mm-hmm.
And then but Alex was right. Like we talked about before for breaking up with her about her being upset about Mason and da 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 da. Be upset about it. Everybody was doing the exact same thing. So I don't know why
Mm-hmm.
felt the need to go back, tell Meg. And Meg was right. She does have a
Mm-hmm.
reason to be upset because
Yeah.
Kristen ruined her experience.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. I feel, and maybe I'm just delusional. I wasn't in the pods, but I feel that Madison wanted Mason at the end, and I don't know, like it's funny, like when I look at them in the real world, I'm like Alex and Madison would have never worked out. But I feel like Mason and Madison could have, but Madison got in their own in her way of that. Does that make sense?
Like
Um,
she made basically she chose wrong. You feel like she chose wrong.
I do, and I feel like she can't admit it. I feel like that's why she's so angry. I feel like that's why she was so bothered. I feel like that's why she wanted Alex to defend her, and she was like popping off on him, and it was like, where's all this
Yeah.
energy coming from? You're about to get your happy ending. You're about to get the guy you wanted.
That's the
right?
same thing Alex said. Alex was like, "You already chose me. You had me. Like, what was the
Hmm.
problem?" Like,
Yeah.
she went on a really long tangent, and that was edited. But like, how long was she really talking about basic?
Yeah. Yeah. And okay, I have to ask, have you heard the stuff that people have been saying though about Alex?
That he's like racist and he's really like a jerk and blah blah blah.
Oh, I didn't hear that he was racist. I heard that in his 20s that he was basically throwing like house parties for underage people, but like underage girls were basically coming to his house. Like he'd hook up with underage women in his 20s. And I know it doesn't seem like a big deal when you're 20 something
No,
and
it
like
does.
it's 16, 17. It was a big deal. It's a pretty big deal. And I was actually pretty shocked. I'm not shocked that Netflix didn't bring it up, but I'm kind of like, the internet is not a big fan of Alex. Like,
That doesn't
Alex is a
surprise
creep.
me because
He's a creep.
he is he seems he's like an uppity white male.
Yeah, you're like typical.
I mean, I went to a PWI, like I was around a lot of uppity white men and
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah,
shock me. Like
yeah. Yeah, I just, I don't know. I
I'm
feel
not
like,
saying that's a white people thing.
no, no, I know.
Like I'm just saying
Yeah,
that
you've been around it.
I've
Yeah.
been that's a frat it seems like a frat guy thing. Like
Hmm.
they cross a lot of lines.
Yeah, yeah, no, they do. Um, but again, I think the men of this season truly were trash.
Yeah.
I was so disappointed. Um, but AD and Ole,
Oh my God, I love them together. They like okay, so I told you Nick doesn't like he stopped watching on episode
mhm,
2. So I
yeah.
called him after I watched the reunion and I was like, "Oh my God, AD and Ollie are together." He was like, "First of all, who was Ollie?" Like
Oh, he didn't watch UK
he didn't
version?
watch it. I watched it by myself. And I was like,
Oh,
"Well, I told you, remember Love is Blind UK, blah, blah, blah." He was like, "Oh yeah, that's nice." And I'm like, "I'm so like she's one of my best friends and I'm about to call her and be
I
like,
know.
engaged, you know?"
Yeah, she actually started a podcast. I don't know if
Yes.
you, I've been watching it and she's so, gosh, she's so amazing. I feel like she's a girl's girl. She's so smart. She's beautiful, but I feel like she roots for everybody and she's so good at, because I watch her videos on YouTube. But she's so good at it and I'm so happy that they end up together and she gets her happy ending. And I'm just like, please don't break her heart. Like, please
Yeah.
be a good guy. You know what I mean? Because on the show for his season, I didn't, I didn't like, I can't remember who he was paired with. I can't remember her
I
name.
don't remember her
She was a
name, but
sweet girl.
I could tell that he wasn't into her, but he like
Yeah,
wouldn't.
I just don't feel like they vibe the same. It was more like a bro friendship, if that makes sense,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? But so yeah, so that season comes to an end,
very
but
exciting.
reunion, I would rate it. I would give it
I give
a
it like a
seven.
7.
I would give it a 7.5.
I feel like if it weren't for Dave and Madison, it would have been like, lah.
I think for me, I wanted all the men on that cast to apologize, and they didn't. They really just didn't. Joey did. He did at the end tell Monica, like, I'm sorry that I hurt you, which I was big of him, but like he should do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out
Anyways,
to Nick and Vanessa. They did way better.
yeah, they did
It
way
only took
better.
them 8 seasons to get it together.
Okay, but in their defense, they do have like a mic in their ear the entire time, and like they're being fed like what to say, hey, move on to the next thing, cutting people off. So I feel like that job is hard. You know what I mean? Like you're like, no. Well, I mean, I think it's hard. But okay, now Atlanta. Okay,
Okay. Got
wait,
my
wait,
notes,
okay.
girl. Got
Okay,
my
wait,
notes.
okay. Did you love it? Did you like it? Or you hated it?
Well, I know we asked on Threads.
No, no, I don't know what Threads thinks because I went on Threads and I was like, I was like,
You were
so I
shocked.
want to know when you watched it, what did you think?
I was not super impressed by this first episode. However, we do have a new dynamic. So I need a chance to get used to the new dynamic. But I will say the new people are giving a little love in hip hop.
Yeah.
Like I
Okay.
feel like
So
Mia should
I enjoyed
move
it.
and be on Atlanta.
We don't need more liars. We don't need more not
I
liars.
mean,
We
she
already
will fit
have.
in. She will fit in because I was these wigs, this makeup, these too tight outfits. Oh, girl, what?
I was like, okay, we're coming in like new and hot. It was definitely a different type of vibe. It definitely was like the new Atlanta, if I'm being honest. It didn't give
Mhm.
like old school Atlanta to me. But I enjoyed the episode. I think I was just so excited to see Portia back. I feel like she could do no wrong, if I'm being
I
honest.
love Porsha, but I think Shamia might be my favorite. And if you guys don't remember, I will insert it here. When Shamia did say that she is the glue of the cast,
Hmm.
she really is.
Yeah,
She has the
yeah.
connection to the most people. But I really love her personality. And I remember watching it from before because I'm one of those people where, like, once I watch it, then, like, it flew out of my head. I forgot what happened. But I
Hmm.
do remember from watching past seasons I like Shamia, and
Oh,
she
I
did
love
come
Shamia.
off as like Portia's
Oh
like
yeah, she's a ride or
minion or
die. She's
whatever.
loyal. She's a
But I
boss.
feel like it made her look like not her own person. Like she did look like I'm
Hmm.
Portia's friend. You know what I'm saying? Not like I
Yeah.
stand on my own. Kind of anyway. But
Hmm.
I like her. And from living in Atlanta for the couple of years that I did see her a lot, like or on TV, like out
Oh,
places
oh,
and
you saw her out in person?
all the time. All the time. That girl is out and about. Like I used to see her all the time in
Oh my
Atlanta. Like she's
gosh, that's so
always hosting
cool.
something, always emceeing something. She'd be at like all the basketball games, like doing interviews and stuff. Like Shamia is I had no idea what Shamia did for a living.
Me
I
either.
thought she was getting opportunities from being on Housewives, but obviously I'm late to the game. Like she's been doing this.
Like she's had it. Yeah, no, I actually watched her interview with Candy on Speak on It. Great interview. And Candy, I feel like shout out to Candy. She is such a good friend.
Yeah.
Um, Basically Shamia kind of tells her story. I don't know if you got a chance to see
Mm-mm.
that, but you should check it out because Shamia just goes more in detail of like what she's gone through with like her daughter, which I'm like, wow. And on top of that, she's a boss, she's working, she's a wife. I'm like, how do you do it all? It makes me feel like a failure. But anyways, Candy was just shouting her out and she was saying like Shamia's been that girl since day one.
Mhm.
And I liked her, but people on the internet, they were not here for her. And I was like,
I think it's really just her fashion. Like I like on the show, her outfit was fine, whatever. But her outfit for their promos, the shorts, the furry boots,
uh-huh.
it was weird.
Yeah. No, I was looking on Threads last night because right after I watched the episode, I was like, let me go right on Threads. And then I was seeing like all the people just trashing Atlanta.
Oh,
And
they don't I know they hate the episode, but they don't like Shamia.
they were saying that like Shamia is trying way too hard, that she is too thirsty for that peach. And I didn't see that. I felt like she was just being herself, telling her story. But I feel like the people really weren't. This is the comments that I was seeing like on people's posts. But I was liking her energy. I really
Yeah, me
was.
too. I actually read that she was offered a full-time spot before. She's been offered it at least 3 times.
Yep, and she says it on the Candy's podcast too that she's been offered it before, but her husband, they weren't ready. Like he wasn't okay with her going on there, so it wasn't the right time. But okay, okay. So we need to go through the new girls. What are your thoughts on Kelly?
I see, I feel like Kelly is the thirsty one. I feel like she's the one that's like I'm coming for this. I want to be like the new Nene or whatever. Like I feel like she's trying way too hard. Um,
Way too
and
hard.
then Britt,
Wait.
I could go ahead.
Okay, I don't want to talk about people's looks because like I'm trying not to do that, but like Kelly's lips were
Girl.
like just too much.
Yeah, it was,
And I
and she
just thought,
overlined them.
and I'm like, yeah, they look like they hurt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you have such beautiful features.
Hmm.
I don't understand sometimes when someone who's naturally beautiful, who has those natural features, to enhance it so much to the point where like you don't like your face looks like it hurts.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
was
I
just,
can say, obviously, I'm not a millionaire, but being in Atlanta and being in that area, and I know you're in LA, like, I don't know how you
mhm.
feel, but like, I felt pressured to like
Mm,
look different and like change
mm,
like how I dress, like I should start doing something different to my hair and I need
mm,
to lose weight and like all that stuff.
mm.
Like it just like being out and about because there are so many celebrities and people with money, even you just going downtown is like a fashion show. Like you can't even just like,
Oh,
go
really?
downtown and do something. It's like because everyone always has their hair done, their lashes done. They've always got their cute outfits on, even if it's like a cute jumpsuit, but they've got designer shoes, designer handbags. Like it's just you feel like I'm a very like basic.
Hmm.
My little
Yeah.
Coach bag and my little Amazon outfit gonna get me through every time,
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah.
But I just felt like it wasn't cutting it in
Mm,
Atlanta. So I don't know if maybe she's felt that, like being in the circle that she's in and like around
yeah.
people with money. I don't know. Because I felt the same way about Mia. Like you look at old pictures of Mia from Potomac, like I thought she was,
Hmm.
I mean, she was pretty, she was fine. And then
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
like,
I could see that. Here in LA, I mean, honestly, like the places that I'm going to, I don't see those type of women where I'm going. And I'm also rocking my Amazon outfit because that's just what's going to work for me.
right.
But I feel like here in LA, am just not around. And LA is so big that I just don't feel like I'm around. I don't see celebrities out here. So I'm like, when you're like, I saw Shamia, when I would see Shamia, and I'm like, in my head, you see her? I don't see anybody over here. But I also don't leave my house, I guess. Okay, but I will say I'm interested in her story. I just think she is trying way too hard and Portia's gonna eat her up. And I can't wait. I can't
Yeah.
wait. Okay, and you were saying Brit. You were talking about Brit.
I don't know. I kind of feel the same way about her too. I felt like she was kind of like trying too hard because, like, even in when she introduced herself in her first confessional, she was like, "Oh, because I do insurance, so I'm around high profile people." I was like, "Girl, I do insurance. I'm not around no high profile people. Like, how you do that?" But I don't know.
Okay, wait, and I'm not trying to be mean, but what does her husband do? I didn't catch that.
My husband.
No, Brit's husband. Like, what does he do?
Oh, I was like, wait, what? I have no idea. Is she married? Oh,
Brit?
she was
Yeah,
the
like
one with the ring. She was the one. That was the other thing. Okay, I got her and Kelly confused for a second. That was the other thing. When she was mad about what Kenya said, about her ring, like, because Kenya was like, first of all, she was wearing just the ring, like she wasn't wearing a wedding band, and so
mm-hmm,
you don't have to be married to know if someone's just wearing one ring, like you assume they're engaged. And she
mm-hmm,
was like, "No, this is my second ring." She's like your second husband? Because
mm-hmm.
that's how I would have taken it too.
Me too, me too. But you know Kenya, you can't give her, she's gonna have, Kenya is smart, she's quick, and
Yeah,
like I felt like Brit was trying too hard and like immediately was like, Kenya's trying to pick something with me. I'm like, just because you're intimidated by her doesn't mean she's trying to start something with
right.
you. She actually doesn't like know you, doesn't care for you, and like
Yeah.
just be confident, just be you, and like don't like you're reaching. I felt like that, but I also am
I
biased.
also wish I could tell her like when you go on these shows and you make your whole personality your marriage, that marriage is gonna come crumbling down, girl.
Yep, yep, yep,
Like you might want to
yep.
back up a little bit.
Yeah. I felt the same way though about Brit. I don't know. She was giving I I don't know. I'm not really a fan of her if I'm being quite honest. I
Yeah, I'm
don't
gonna give
feel
her
like she's a
time.
good fit. My first impressions putting her in the cast, I'm like, I don't feel like you belong here. No offense.
I
No
think
offense.
Kelly belongs a little bit better just
Yeah.
because she's so messy, but Britt just kind of seems like,
I feel like her and Mia can go start their own show. I
yeah,
don't think, I don't see her a good fit
yeah.
just yet.
Oh, and then
What
what
about
about the other one?
Miss Angela?
Angela. Do you like her?
Okay. I was dying. First of all, it looked like at Shamia's party, not only was it raining, it was hot as crap over there. And I was like, oh my gosh, that weather. I'm like, I need to know what that weather feels like because I feel like
It feels terrible. No one should ever go to Georgia.
I would be Angela at that party with her wig falling back, and her husband was like, "No, you need to go check yourself." And she was like, "Oh my God." You could tell she was kind of like, Jesus.
Her man's a real one though. He a
He
real
was like,
one
"No,
for
you need to go
color.
check that." And like, it's sliding back. And she was like, she's like, "Okay." I'm telling you, Morgan, I would be that friend who is because I sweat profusely when I'm When I'm nervous, when I'm excited, I need to
Oh,
go. I feel like
girl, you wouldn't make it in Georgia. When I
I
tell you,
wouldn't.
so I was my biggest when we lived in Georgia, and I
Hmm.
when as soon as it got a little bit warm outside, I was like half naked all the time. And I'm like a more modest dresser. So like when my mom came to visit and it was summertime, she was like, "What are you wearing?" I was like, "Girl, it's hot out here. I can't take
What are
it."
you wearing?
I mean, just like I don't normally wear like spaghetti straps or like strapless things or like real
Oh, okay.
shorts. Like any like normally if I wear like biker shorts, I'm wearing like an oversized t-shirt.
Mm,
I'm wearing crop tops, biker shorts, like real skimpy biker shorts. Like it's hot. We can't wear no sneakers. My feet are sweating. It is
really?
hot.
Oh my,
Hot.
Morgan, I would not, I wouldn't do it. So she was cracking me up. I felt so bad because you could tell that she was trying to like be in there with the girls, but she had to go fix her hair. And she was like,
Yes.
how do I look? And like, I was like,
I would have told Shamia, I would have been like, girl, I know you got some wig glue in here. Like,
see her in the bathroom, but she was like, I need to get better glue.
yeah,
I I don't know why I was actually loving that moment because it
because it's
felt so
real.
real. It was real. Like you, I feel like all these women, they always look so perfect and like they're never talking about like, oh my gosh, my back's sweating, like my ass is like,
Yeah.
I have sweat dropping down. And I felt like Angela was being a real one. She was like, oh my
Yes.
goodness. I was loving it.
All right. Drew and Dennis.
Drew is a mess. She's a
I
mess.
don't I don't think they're dating, but I definitely think she's playing it up for the storyline.
Drew is a funny one to me. I feel like she gives me Mia vibes because I feel like she's never really honest.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, just be honest. You know what I mean? Ralph, we all knew Ralph was out in the streets doing you wrong. And like low key, you knew that. But like, why can't you just admit it? Um, I don't know, but I think it's just shady how last season you see Porsha on the phone with Drew giving her advice, hyping her up, telling her she's got this. And if
Hmm.
Portia's that kind of girl that you call, why don't you give her a heads up? Like, by the way, I'm working with your baby daddy.
Hmm.
That's weird. That's not a girl's girl. Drew, that's kind of snake-like behavior.
Well,
Um,
Shamia about to call her out on it next week, so I'm here for that.
yeah,
I can't wait to
yeah.
see it.
But overall, I enjoyed the episode. I really did. I'm excited. And I think it's gonna be a good season.
Yes.
And
I did see. So, well, okay, our friends on Threads, they were not here for it. 39% said it was whack. Um, so yeah, that's where we
see,
at with that.
I'm telling you, like the people weren't liking it, but I
Yeah, they were
enjoyed
not
it.
here for it. But Portia's ex Simon is actually about to be deported. He was detained by ICE a couple days ago.
Oh,
She did put
dang.
out a statement that like she's, it's disheartening and she's just really sad. So we'll see what happens with that. So I don't know. Okay, a
That's
couple things
crazy.
I wanted to
Yeah.
bring up real fast.
Okay. Yeah, we got like 2 minutes.
Okay, Real Housewives of Orange County. Gretchen is back.
Mm-hmm.
They were spotted filming already in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Gretchen has had a lot of work done to her face. She looked real crazy, but that's irrelevant. It looks like Tamra quit in the middle of filming. She put a statement on her stories. She said it was a long run. When life gives you real problems, this reality shit doesn't make sense. Peace out. I'm out. Peace sign emoji. So, I mean, it's being said that that's real. Like she really stopped filming. So I
Oh
don't
my
know. That was
gosh.
just posted yesterday. So we'll see
I
what happens.
I wonder what
I
was it?
know.
I
That's what
don't
I'm
under-
saying.
I
Like,
feel like that's not like Tamra. Tamra does not run. She does not
no, she
run.
doesn't.
She faces things head on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what? And I know she's been going through it with like the whole Teddy situation with her like brain tumors and like that she's been
Hmm.
going like dealing with like in supporting her. But I'm like, what? Like
Yeah.
stuff had to have gone down if she's like, I'm out.
Yeah. So that's what I'm wondering too. I'm like, oh God. Because it looked like all of them were filming together in New Orleans. Um,
Yeah, that's
And then
crazy.
Real Housewives Salt Lake City, they are also filming. They were seen, all of them except Heather and Lisa were together
No,
filming.
Lisa and Meredith were not.
Meredith, sorry. Lisa and
Yeah.
Meredith. Thank you. We're all together filming. And they brought Brittany back, which we didn't need to. but someone threw her a bone. So
I feel like I'm not gonna like this season of Salt Lake because I feel like it's gonna be the takedown of Lisa Barlow,
I'm
and
here for it.
I'm not.
I
So
feel like we can knock her down a little bit. Like we can knock
yeah, we
her
will
down.
be at odds when that I feel
I'm
like
down for it.
it like gives me anxiety, almost like Jersey vibes, because
Yeah.
I feel like this season in for Beverly Hills, I feel like it's the takedown of Kyle, and I'm like, I'm not here for it. I'm
No,
not
that
here
makes me
for it.
sad. You know I love Kyle, but
Yeah, and
we're
I'm
gonna talk
just
about
like,
that more next week.
yeah, we will. I just gotta say because I feel like Threads people can't stand Kyle. But Garcelle, what do you bring to the show other than talking about Kyle and her marriage every chance they put you on camera?
Yeah, I agree.
If it wasn't for Kyle and her marriage, Beverly Hills wouldn't even have a
And
show right now.
honestly, I root for everybody black. I'm just saying, I'm just saying. But Garcelle lets me down every time.
She,
Every
she
time.
doesn't. I just can't with her. I just can't with her. I really can't. I need her off the show. Honestly, I really do. Her and Sutton need to go.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that a little bit more because we got to wrap up. Thanks guys for tuning in. Thank you again. What the heck? I'm just struggling. Okay, well, thanks for tuning in.
Thanks,
Please don't
guys.
forget to subscribe, like, save, leave a comment. Let us know what you want us to talk about. Let us know your thoughts, and thank you guys for tuning in.
And follow us on all the things. It's in the description box below. Thank you guys. Love you. Bye.
Bye.